I'm gonna let it loop one more time.
Super.
Get a good cut. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the cave. It's me, Joe Reezy, and I'm here with the chef, bringing you the Cave Podcast. But before we begin, make sure you check out our sponsors at safelightcandle.com. If you need lighting for your home, your workspace, or your studio, why aren't you getting it at safelightcandle.com? Also, if you want to enjoy exclusive content from the cavemen, get access to the Discord community filled with crazy ass people like you and me 24/7, and also receive free giveaways from the Cave Mart, then you're going to want to check out our Patreon page. The link to that is on our website at k4v3.com. That's cave.com. Rico, what's up? Welcome to the show. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's good, boys? Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
So I told Chef I'm going to do my best to hold the dam before it breaks and we talk about crazy shit. So I'm going to do some blue pillow talk before we talk about some crazy shit. But you hit me up saying that you heard the episode with Troubles where we talked about the Miami aliens, and you said you were kind of heated because you disagreed.
Completely.
I think you were shadow boxing and you punched a couple walls too, right?
yeah. Completely disagree with the theory about the movie, man. Because that would be a waste of taxpayer money, no? To send that many cops for a movie.
So is NASA, though, right?
True.
No, understandable, but they're portraying something still, right? They're making you believe they're going to space or whatever the case is. Speaking of NASA, quickly, sorry to go off topic, but kind of random like that.
Mm-hmm.
You seen that video came out where the NASA parking lot has a whole bunch of old ass cars chilling there?
Yeah, dude, I just saw that just recently came out. What is that? Is that real? What's going on? And what are the reasons that they're speculating of why that is going on?
I'm going to assume the reason they're speculating anything is because of the whole the electric car driving itself, the whole what we saw in the movie, right? Where like they were piling up, keeping you from leaving the city. Like,
what's it called? The leave the world
behind.
Leave the world behind from Netflix.
Yeah. Right. So the conspiracy theorists always talk about wanting to have a diesel powered, gasoline powered car in case shit ever went down. Makes sense. And NASA has a shitload of those in the parking lot, right?
Fuck.
And the crazy part is not like they're classics or anything. It's just random old ass cars.
So you know what's really kind of weird about that? Like that makes a lot of sense. Because if they know shit's gonna hit the fan, right? They're gonna make sure that especially if the power grid goes down, right? So if the power grid were to go down, I would assume that would affect the electric cars.
Mm-hmm.
But next to my house, not next, close to my house, there is a big ass like public parking lot that is filled with all white cars, just a shit ton of white cars, trucks, and vans that is just chilling there. They don't move, they don't go anywhere. Anyhow, I just made that connection.
Are they new cars or are they like old used cars?
No, they don't look like they're used, but they look like they're older cars with fresh paint.
Like what? Like the cargo vans, like the rape vans.
Yeah, like those the rape vans, the creeper vans, but cars and also trucks, and they're all fucking white, and they're just in this parking lot right off the freeway. You can see it when you're driving down I think it's the 15. But yeah, really odd though, and it's been there for a while, almost as if like the city is preparing for shit to hit the fan, and they have their vehicles to go to.
Well, fuck, the fucking dam broke, and we're talking about this shit. I tried my best, y'all, but we're in here. Yo, I don't want to fucking have my lifetime be like in the doomsday. You know what I mean? This sucks. You guys think like we're gonna witness something cataclysmic or something almost apocalyptical in our lifetime? What the fuck?
100%.
Doomsday prepper. Their debunkers are really being prevalent now. You know what I mean? You said 100%.
Dude, we were almost there with COVID. Think about when COVID first started. They made you believe half the population was going to be ended. We thought we were about to live one of those fucking floods, basically, of our time, right?
Yeah, we're prepping for it. I mean, I would say, what would you guys say? Like 65 of the population thought that this is it, probably.
What when COVID hit?
Yeah,
100%. Dude, I was one of those guys. I was one of those guys.
Man, I mean,
I was too.
Yeah,
I remember around the first time, like when you first started hearing about that shit, it was so weird walking out your house and looking around the world. Cause it's like, man, is this it? You know what I mean? It was very humbling, but at the same time, it was a different vibe in the air. You know what I mean?
Yeah, wild. So when COVID started, my wife was pregnant. So I was tripping balls, obviously, fucking wearing the masks, whatever. So my child was born in July. And to me, that's when I realized that shit was all lies. Because in the height of it, there was doctors talking about going to a barbecue unmasked. And that's when that's kind of COVID is my conspiracy journey. It was from that bullshit where I started looking into things.
Okay. So
I mean, that was a random. I don't know. I shot that out. You guys didn't even ask me that, but
I was gonna get there. Yeah.
That's solid though. That's solid because I think we all have our moments where we're like, dude, something does not fucking seem right. But the fact that you were freaking out, as most people were, and you were at the hospital your wife was about to give birth to your child, and then you overhear doctors while they're telling you like, make sure you put your mask on, this is so bad, blah 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 blah.
Well, the height of
and
it.
then you overhear these doctors talking about they're going to be going to a fucking barbecue, which you're not supposed to be gathering during that time. Dude, that's solid. That's good. That's good listening.
Yeah, I mean, what's going on now? Isn't there a stronger COVID? Like I'm seeing disease X or anything. What do you guys know about that? Is that anything?
So it looks like they're trying to push it again. But
okay,
the Davos meeting is going on right now, and if you see all the footage, not a single person is rocking a mask right now. So it's wild that the elites are trying to push the COVID narrative again, while not masking up in front of cameras. None of that shit down there.
They're vaccinated, bro. They don't need that shit.
I'm pretty sure I just saw today, I think at an airport in, I want to say Colorado, and then another airport that's named after a president, that it was not JFK down in Southern California. And I think there was they were claiming there was a measles outbreak.
I just read that. Yeah.
If I remember correctly. But I'm surprised, dude, to be honest with you. I'm surprised. I told a lot of my family and coworkers early, I'd say like mid 2023, like they are going to bring this whole thing back. And it's going to be a mask mandate. It's going to be the whole 6 feet apart bullshit. And I swore by that. And I'm like, fucking mark my words. And it didn't fucking happen. So for something to roll out
by election year's coming.
Yeah, it's
right? And they're pushing it fucking hard again. The last 2 years, none of this bullshit. What are they doing? And they're pushing it hard again coming election year, right?
And what happened last election year? That was 2019 was like the latter part of 2019 was the COVID outbreak. And then we roll into 2020 and that's when it was fucking crazy. And no, election years are very notorious.
We're getting to the point where it's almost a chess game where, you know, the dramatic dirt that usually comes out is barred from the election because it's meddling, you know. And so they're able to use like pandemics in order to kind of, you know, push a political regime, be the messiah of that problem that they're causing, almost like the Hegelian dialect, you know? But what's crazy is there's no accountability. I don't think at all. You know what I mean? If there was a governing force that was just like a watcher force, like if the Illuminati was real, that'd be cool if they were just like, hey, you can't be saying that shit and not doing it. You know what I mean? Then they could be the good guys kind of, but they're kind of behind the scenes pulling the strings type shit. But I don't know if you guys saw the article that just came out. I think January 11th of the 6 feet apart distance coming out being pretty much bro science.
The what?
Here, let me show you guys. I got a link over here by the Wall Street Journal. I don't know how credible they are, but they're starting to turn against each other, fellas. Fauci fess up, January 11th, 2024. Was it?
Yo, I know
Anthony,
he talked about saying that the mask had no science behind it or some shit like that.
really?
Yeah, I remember he came up, he admitted to some shit like that. Like the masking policy had no science backing it, which is crazy because they're still pushing that shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. So this article says Fauci has never struggled to speak his mind, but now that he has left government, he is finally speaking at least some of the truth about government policies and COVID. He's probably got a book coming out, or he's starting a podcast. For instance, the 6 feet rule for social distancing sort of just appeared without a solid scientific basis. So pretty much it was bro science.
Maybe that's what I was talking about, not the masks. Maybe it was the 6 feet apart. Yeah, it was probably that.
Oh, man.
I've also, one of the things that I noticed is pretty interesting. I haven't done a whole lot of like independent research on it, but I've seen a lot of things that kind of the idea behind the 6 feet thing was essentially your body has a toroidal field that has what would it be? I guess a circumference of 6 feet. So like and this is going to sound a little creepy, but when you just have that weird feeling that someone is watching you or someone's behind you, maybe not watching you. That sounds like really weird. Like if you're sitting in your bedroom and then all of a sudden you feel like someone's watching you and there's just a window and a fucking door.
Mm-hmm.
But chances are that there's something there because it's in your toroidal field and it's energetically you're feeling it.
You know what's wild?
Right.
I've heard that when you get that feeling, it's apparently, now this is more wild shit, that your hair is just nerves that come out of your skin or some shit like that. And that's why you get the hair standing up on the back of your neck kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard about that one?
Yes, yes.
I heard that hair is it's linked to spirituality. Like, yes, that's why a lot of people grew their hair out. And that's why locks were linked to, people that were mediums or shamans. They had long hair and shit because it was like an antenna pretty much.
Yes. An antenna to your nervous system.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I wouldn't know anything about that. I wouldn't know anything. There we go. And once I cut my hair, I'm damn near fucking bald myself. So.
Yeah, well, when we're babies, like if you leave a baby alone with no contact, isn't there a study that they eventually either degrade in health and eventually pass? I mean, barring that they're not fed, you know what I mean?
I think I know the study you're talking about where they fed them and stuff. They just no one picked them up. They just let them cry and some shit like that, right?
Yeah, I think so. Let me pull this up just so I don't sound like a fucking stoner retard, but no disrespect. But here you go. Study done on this topic with an experiment in 1944. 40 newborn babies were split into 2 groups. There was the first group who grew up normal, the control group, and then the experiment group. The babies in this group had a special facility where their basic needs, there you go, being changed, fed, burped, etc., were met. However, caregivers were instructed not to touch or look at the babies more than they needed. Wow. No communicating with the babies, no extended interactions, just fill the basic needs and keep the place sanitary. So essentially, this is like in an AI world where they're just kind of...
That's fucking wild, bro. You know what kind of animal you got to be to not touch a baby?
Yeah. There's parents like that. That's the scary part, bro. You know what I mean?
I will tell you this. My fiance for a while was babysitting. And babysitting at so it was like not a co-op, but it was a friend of mine that was very holistic. Him and his wife, very holistic. She was a doula, and my fiance would go over to her house and help her run the daycare and take care of the kids. Well, one of the kids that she took care of, his fucking head was not shaped the same, like at all. It was fucking like, I have a big fucking head, man. I have a huge fucking head, but it's round. But the back of this kid's head was fucking flat, like a board. You can put like a ruler up to it.
Yeah.
And there would be no gaps. And that was because this baby was never taken out of the crib. The baby would just be laying. So it just laid down. So as that brain, or not the brain, I'm sorry. Well, the brain also was forming, but as the skull was forming, it just formed flat. And it's fucking super sad. I think they call it, it might be called cradle cap.
No, cradle caps when you
Maybe-
get that flaky shit on your head.
Oh, okay. That's the flaky shit. Okay, so it's not cradle cap, but it's pretty much. I call it neglect.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And it's really fucking sad.
I think, yeah, it's interesting because if you're not really exposed to babies, or you're not planning on having a baby, or you've never had a baby, you're not really educated or experienced with, taking care of a child. But yeah, you could pretty much shape someone's head based on, evenly distributing or turning the baby every now and then in their significant stages, right?
They tell you to turn the baby
right
so often so it doesn't lay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which, yeah, could prevent some neurological side effects from neglect, you know what I mean? Anatomically, first and foremost. But then when we get to, emotional hormones and human contact, then that's a different story and it's a different layer.
Yeah, the wildest part is 3 dudes talking about babies right now.
Bro, because of this, bro, let me just finish this study. But the experiment had to be halted.
All your female listeners are like, what the fuck do these guys know?
Yeah, maybe it's the best time to plug the show because we're sensitive too, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're curious and we're sensitive. So we got the brains and the hearts, you know what I mean? But yo, check this out. The experiment had to be halted after just 4 months. By that point, half of those babies already had died. So they even get all the way.
That's fucked.
So I'm not even going to read more of that. So that's all you fucking need to know right there.
You ever wonder where they get the babies from though?
Yo, man.
This kind of ties into the idea where they were growing babies, right? Like the Cabbage Patch Kids.
Shit.
Like, where do you get these, right? Like, 40 babies, 40 parents gave up their kids for this shit? That's crazy.
All right, let me drink some water because we're about to go deep.
Want to talk about the Cabbage Patch Kids?
Dude, yeah, I know a very, very, very little about Cabbage Patch Kids, and I would be really curious to hear. But it's it's dark.
What I know is they're possibly growing kids, and they're trying to fill in empty cities and repopulating them with these Cabbage Patch Kids. But I just did some research, bro, and it might connect with the rabbi holes,
The tunnels?
The tunnels. And I've somehow connected that to the Miami aliens as well. And
okay,
so
let's go.
Where do you want to start? Where do you want to start, bro? Let's get into it.
So where are you guys on the Miami thing? So for me, the Miami thing is the realest shit going on right now that they're not talking about because of the fact of how quick the news solved this case of, it's just 4 guys fighting with sticks and fireworks, is why I believe that's bullshit. Like, if that was a distraction, they would have gone more with it. Mainstream media didn't. They kind of covered the shit quickly and called it a day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, to me, now again, so on my pod, I discussed whether it was aliens. I go, it might not necessarily be actual aliens. It could be government tech. Government could have discovered, this is how we do portals, because you saw that video where you guys talked about where if you flip the north to the south, it opens up in Antarctica.
Yeah.
Right now, it could be at the thing where wherever we open this portal, it opens up on the opposite end, right? Something like that. It's not necessarily has to be aliens. Could just be government tech. What's your thought on it?
All right. So it sounds similar to, like I mentioned, where we met on the Paranoid Radio podcast talking about fucking crop circles and aliens. Yeah. So we kind of met in an alien round table. And so I do agree with you. If this was a psyop, they would go more ham on the topic. You know what I mean? They would go so ham to where it'd almost be comical, and they would be pushing all the content creators, which they are, you know what I mean? Which they are about the alien stuff. 2 things. I think they've gone to the point where their psyop strategies have gone to the point where, hey, these content creators are doing everything that we need them to do, so let's just push them and have them worry about that. You know what I mean? And maybe they're keeping it under wraps because it was part of the game and they don't want to spoil alert that. First of all, did you hear about the guy who leaked the stuff about Grand Theft Auto? That guy ended up in the fucking hospital, dude. I don't know if it's because he leaked it, but
that.
Dude, come on, bro. That's
like a crazy hospital or some shit, no?
I think so, and they won't release him, right? Something like that.
That's fucking wild.
Who knew Rockstar was that powerful? I'm kidding kind of, but I'm also throwing a crazy thing out in the air because right now we're all throwing crazy shit in the air. You know what I mean?
That is fucking crazy. I've never heard about that. But also when it comes to like the portals, like I forgot the name of the game I played before on VR, or not on VR. It was on like Xbox or something like that. But it was a game where you go and you make a portal. Whenever you make the little portal, it automatically opens up somewhere else. A portal is not a one way in, one way out. There's like an entrance and then there's an exit. I also find it extremely interesting that it just so happens that if you flip those coordinates, it's in Antarctica. Okay. And I'm also in the belief I do believe in aliens to an extent, but I lean more on the side of extraterrestrials. What I mean by that is breaking down the terminology, right? So terrain, we have terrain, that's land. Extra is outer. Like,
buddy, flat earth are here. 100% agree.
Yeah. So that's something I didn't really think about. And that's just really fucking, and again, I'm also one of those dudes where I do not believe in coincidences.
100%.
My issue is trying to really figure out what the facts are there and whatnot. But I have seen one video. It was a fucking terrible video, and we kind of talked about that before when it comes to like why when all these crazy things happen, people pull out their fucking Motorola Razors that don't even exist anymore, and they're trying to record this shit. It's like, dude, I know phones are expensive as fuck, dude. Trust and believe. I am very well aware of how expensive, like this phone that I could have gotten, 15 years ago when I was, whatever, 18 years old, cost like $200, and now these new phones cost like $2,000. Maybe not $2,000. Let's just say $1,500.
Can the argument? 2 cents. What's that? I believe the videos look like that.
Huh?
It's because personally, I believe like aliens or Bigfoot or any of these things just are on a different frequency, right? Like we all believe in the idea of higher frequency, lower frequency beings. So it could be that just kind of fucks up the phone camera, no?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The argument is that they're interdimensional beings. So it's the same way of why you can't, and you can rarely record a ghost, right?
Because there's no way the people who always record this are always the guys with the shittiest phones. Like that would be a coincidence, you know what I mean?
And also, like, if you were in their shoes, let's say we fucking saw an alien, I think we would really be shocked and to the fact where pulling the phone would be an afterthought. I think that's where the fight or flight survival skills. I mean, just kind of playing devil's advocate. You know what I mean? I'm sure there'd be some chill people that would be like, "Oh, I need this for the snap." You know what I mean?
As much as I would love to think that I would be like, "Oh fuck no, I'm grabbing my fucking phone right now." No, I don't think I would be. Especially if I'm at the mall, right? And I'm just casually chilling and I'm with my family and I have my kids with me. My first instinct would be to get my family the fuck out of there. The last thing on my mind would be like, can I record it? If somehow I can like hide behind a fucking or jump into a foxhole and put my phone out and record, yeah, I'd probably do that. But that's
the
afterthought though, right, Chef? Like you pull your phone out after everyone's safe, but by then are they even
true?
Recordable
in a mall, especially with a younger crowd, bro. Someone would have pulled out their phone.
Well, bro, like in a mall, it should have been on the surveillance. Aren't there cameras at the mall?
That's the other thing. That's
the other thing, right?
Here in Toronto, we had a shooting at a mall 3 days ago. There's 3 different footages from it. You know what I mean? Dudes hiding behind, fucking camera up, recording, trying to catch it, whatever. Someone would have recorded something in that mall. And again, the security footage, that hasn't been released. So that's how you know that there's something up with this. Like it's not what they're telling you. There's something nuts behind it.
Another perspective of this is it sounded like the Peru aliens. And like I said, we met on that podcast. And I think I brought up the Peru aliens, and I'm following this account on Twitter. I think they're called Peru Attacks. Peru_attacks or Peru_aliens on Twitter. But they've been following the Peru aliens, and what they've been talking about and describing them like is they look like the Predator, right? So I do agree with Chef. Like, aliens is kind of a broad term. We're at the point where we have actual recorded. Well, some people would say recorded, but I'm talking about like recorded, whether it's officially, not necessarily like record a video, but reports, right? There's reports of different beings, and they're described pretty descriptively to where an artist can depict them, and they have different descriptions, right? So I think we're at the point where we need to specify them. Like, there's grays, there's reptilians, there's, you know, just like animals. That way, you know, gorilla is a gorilla, and you know, a fucking whale is a whale, and you could treat it as, and it's not just animal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I told you, hey, an animal's coming, like, what are you thinking about? Because I'll think of a snake, but is that what you first thought when I thought about?
I was like a bear. Yeah, I'm thinking of something bigger.
Exactly.
So let me ask a question. Do you believe in that theory? There's like 7 or 8 alien races fighting for us right now?
Yeah.
Because that would bring in the Greys, the Draconian, Reptilian, whatever you want to call it. There's that Nordics.
Okay, so God and the devils and the angels could also be aliens, right? So that's already 3 races of aliens that are fighting for us. So probably, you know what I mean?
I tend to, I don't know if it's like my inner child, but I tend to really, 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 really want to believe that. Therefore, I lean towards that. Yes.
Okay.
I think it's fucking awesome. And I'm one of those guys. So before like flat Earth, like before I got into the flat Earth theory, the realm theory, simulation theory, I remember talking with, I think it was my fiance's father, and he's a big Bible guy, which is also kind of funny. But I've always thought, like, how fucking ignorant, like, if we are, and space is so fucking real, right? These are my thoughts before. And there's planets everywhere, and things are light years away, and you think that we're the only fucking living species? How ignorant are you?
Mm-hmm.
Now, my thoughts have changed, but in the same breath, to think that we are the only species, I stand by that. I do not think that we are the only species. And I think it gets really fuzzy when it comes to biblical scripture.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where it throws people off, which, like, I believe in God. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Do I believe in the entire Bible? Not so much. But I do believe in a higher power. Yeah, I do. Yeah, exactly. It's fuzzy, dude. And you might hear me, or we might have another chat a couple months from now on another show, and my thoughts change. My thoughts change literally on the daily. But as of right now,
you're not allowed to do that, bro. You're not allowed to do that in this society.
But I do, man. Like, I'm a sponge, man. I'm a sponge, and I think that's the beautiful thing about getting into these topics, is to where you're open and you're like, you know what, I might have been wrong. But anyhow, long story short, Rico, yes, I do think that is an absolute possibility, that there's different races of extraterrestrials, aliens, ETs, whatever you want to call them. I think some are fighting for good. I think some are fighting for evil. I think the spiritual war is a very real thing, and it took me a long time to understand, and I'm still understanding. I still don't get it all. But yeah, I agree. I think that's a very solid possibility.
Another thing I think is, I do believe in aliens. So I do believe in also fucking, like, I know we talked about aliens on the Paranoid Radio podcast, and you said they probably come from underwater too. So I do want to talk about that. So I do believe in different humanoid creatures. And as far as, like, there's probably as many alien, quote unquote, however you want to define that, species out there as fucking Pokemon, dog, straight up. You know what I mean? Oh, then that's scary, bro. Because, dude, just any kind, like, plants, there's different kind of species. Mushrooms, there's different kind of species. Christianity, there's different kind of sects. You know what I mean? So yes, there's gonna be a bunch of different kind of aliens, and aliens like to fuck other beings. So there's gonna be hybrids of other shit. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. But my thing is, what happened in Miami, I think, is more of. So what the Peru aliens were described as Terminators, and this is kind of what they were saying they were practicing out there. They were saying it was military, like Black Ops exoskeleton. So they kind of look like this. Plus, they were using cloaking technology. I know you've seen videos of new cloaking technology.
Dude,
so it looks
the Chinese
like
just invented like a cloaking thing I saw.
So I think it's more of like they're trying out new shit. Oh, cloak, it looks like an alien type shit. And I'm also hearing in Peru they're using hoverboards like fucking what's his face? Green Goblin type shit where they're just fucking floating around, you know what I mean? So all that combined sounds like aliens. So I think it's more Project Bluebeam psyop to make you look at their narrative of the aliens, but really there's some other like aliens that like even thoughts could probably be aliens like we were talking about, you know what I mean? Or the mushrooms or your biomes could be aliens, which is crazy, you know what I mean?
You're bringing up Project Bluebeam.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's two narratives going on in Project Bluebeam right now.
Yes.
They're going to fake an alien attack, and the other one is that it's going to be a real alien attack, but we're all believing it's fake. You know what I'm saying? So where are you on that? Because I'm starting to believe more of the latter, where aliens are a real thing. Like there's something coming, but we've all been conditioned to believe that, it's going to be fake, right? Like Project Bluebeam is going to be a fake alien attack so they can get this one world government going.
So I actually took some notes on Project Bluebeam. Chef, you can handle that while I look this up on my part.
Yeah, so that
here's why I say that. So the Eisenhower Treaty, right? Mm-hmm. If you look it up, it was signed February 20th, almost 70 years ago. So it's about to come. If it's expiring in 7 years, I can't remember when it's supposed to expire. It would make sense why we're seeing so much alien activity coming out right now.
That's solid. Mm-hmm. That's solid.
Right? Dude, the other day they released a video of like an octopus over a fucking military base in Iraq. Did you see that one?
I did see that one.
But octopus, dude, there's something not of this world.
No, the animal itself, 100%.
Yeah, exactly that. Someone always said, like, what are we? We're technically a brain with a brain stem that is kind of parasitic to a structure of bones and muscles. Now, I kind of think I've seen some squids and some weird octopi that kind of look like brain with brainstem type shit. You know what I mean? So,
dude, those
could we be the exoskeleton? You know what I mean? That they're operating under? Very well could be. But who knows? It's a trip, bro. It's a fucking trip.
You said, I'm sorry, Rico. You said,
go ahead, Chef.
The octopus was over. You said Iran.
It was Iran or Iraq. They said it was a military base out one of those two spots.
One of the words. Okay, I'm just.
Was it described as an octopus or a jellyfish?
Yeah, dude. They have the footage, and apparently it actually goes like transparent at a certain point. They had to look at it through an infrared camera.
I'm trying to find it.
They can they can, from what I've seen.
It was recently, Rico? You said recently?
Recently, bro. And mainstream media was even talking about it. Right? Octopus, alien, over
Y'all
Iraq.
seen Nope, right? Y'all seen Nope by Jordan? Is it Jordan Peele?
Hold on. That's the one with the shit in the sky?
Yeah, it's about a jellyfish fucking UFO. Y'all should fucking watch that shit, bro.
I haven't watched it. Someone told me about it recently when they brought up the octopus alien.
First movie I thought about, and I don't want to spoil it. I am a spoiler guy, but I'm not going to spoil this one.
I will say real quick. No, you're good. You're good. A documentary worth watching. This doesn't have really anything to do with like ETs or anything like that, but this one, dude, fucking hit me hard. And when I heard about it, I was like, that sounds fucking retarded. Okay. And it's not. If you look on Netflix, it's called My Octopus Teacher, and it's a documentary of this diver that goes down. He goes to the same area and makes this connection with this octopus. And it was one of the most, in my opinion, profound documentaries to where I'm that guy. I'm like, dude, I'm getting a fucking octopus tattoo, dude. It's happening. I'm going to get a fucking tattoo. I don't know if it's going to be wrapping around my head or I'm going to put it on my torso. I don't know, but I'm getting it. But it does translate back to the fact that these creatures are extraordinary.
Mhm.
So when you said, Rico, that it went transparent,
That's
which is something octopi
That's
do.
an octopus, yeah, or an octopi might
Right.
not sound like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a trait of theirs.
Mhm.
you can't say that that's not in the realm of possibility, because these things can literally cling on to a fucking rock or coral, and they are the kings and queens of camouflage. Like, there's
You could
no
also
way
say they're
around that.
You could also say they're shapeshifters. You could argue
Yes.
They
that
can
they're
change their texture
shapeshifters as well.
Yeah, it's
Right?
wild. Wild.
Yeah. Here, I think I found the video. I think is this it, Rico?
Wow.
Let me see. Yeah, this is it.
What the
Yeah, that
fuck?
looks like fucking Star Wars, bruh.
Right?
Like, you
But
know
this
those
is- but this
drones
video's being released.
from Hoth?
Yo, this video got released by the military.
Yeah, it said Marine confirms.
They almost look metallic, no?
Fuck.
It looks transparent. It looks like
Like it could be
almost
like a robot kind of look to it. Yo, speaking of crazy documentaries, watch Kidnapped in Plain Sight. It has nothing to do with aliens. It's about the craziest dude who was able to. He ended up banging a daughter, the mother, and got the father to give him a hand job. It's one of the wildest fucking docs ever, dude. Dude, this dude should have been studied. Yo, and he made them believe that aliens were going to take over and they had to save the race or some shit like that. It's a wild documentary.
Damn, man. See, that's the thing. Like, just aliens can be just the fucking idea of aliens can be weaponized. You can make a religion out of it, Scientology, or you can make a cult about it too. You know what I mean?
Dude,
so
the Scientology story is based on aliens, no?
Yeah, it is, bro. We'll get into that, but that's what I think it is. I think Project Bluebeam is weaponized alien invasion. Whether or not that's to avert the narrative that there is an alien invasion, to take the eyes off that, or yeah, I think that's what it is, just to control it, right? Because I think it was a guy named Serge Manas wrote a book about it, and what he said was there'd be TV shows and movies being pumped out in order to build outer space, and that's why we have Star Trek and Star Wars and stuff.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is you got in during the pandemic, and I say it time and time again on this podcast. I was a pretty big conspiracy theorist up until like I think 3-4 years in. I just got exhausted from it. You know what I mean? You go so deep down a rabbit hole, you're just like, oh, what? Like, nobody believes me. I feel like I'm crazy. But it wasn't until 2020 that I was like, oh shit, I'm glad. It's almost like when the preppers prepped and it's time to use the resources.
Yeah. And the nuke went off. It's like,
I'm glad I got ready. You know what I mean? This wasn't a waste. So I started going back down to research and stuff. And that's the thing. When you see a psyop right in front of your face, it's hard not to ignore. You know what I mean? And I think that's the thing that's going on with Project Bluebeam right now. You're seeing the drones and stuff. You're seeing, the drones in, I don't know if you've seen the Disneyland or Disney World drones, but China drones too. They look crazy. They can.
Oh, no, insane. They have the dogs that fucking were marching during COVID on the floor and shit. The drones that were talking to people. Yeah. Dude, then you talk about the AI robots that fucking Tesla's building.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I think it's a false narrative. I think it's also connected to Walt Disney, because Walt Disney kind of pushed the narrative also of outer space through Tomorrowland, and you know what I mean?
Okay, 100%.
Being obsessed with spaceships and outer space and rockets, and you can even argue that Buzz Lightyear and any of their movies that have to deal with outer space is a psyop to feed that narrative. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. I don't want to sound like I don't believe in the stars and all that shit. Because I believe there's something special in that, in the sense of, when you hear about like old rulers and shit like that, before they would attack, they would consult their like astronomer to see if the stars and the planets lined up, right? And that would determine whether it was going to be victory or not. So there's something there. And then you hear those quotes from like billionaires. Who is it? I think it's JP Morgan or one of them, where it's like, oh, millionaires or billionaires look at the stars, millionaires don't, some shit like that.
Yeah.
So there's something up there. It's just not what they tell you it is.
Yeah, I always wanted you both are flat earthers, right?
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to have a conversation about what you guys think about the solar system and the stars and all that. But before we get there, Miami aliens. What do you think happened there, Rico?
Dude, 100% something supernatural. What it is, don't know. I'm more on the idea that it could be government tech, but again, it could be real legit aliens if you want to call them that.
I think if I saw like SWAT team, like RoboCop tech, I'd be like, that was crazy. What the fuck? But if I saw a fucking alien, I wouldn't stop at home, bro. I'd book it to Cali. You know what I mean?
No, but here's what I'm saying. When I say government tech, though, like, a portal, if you saw a portal opening up, you wouldn't record that shit?
But again, I'd go all the way to Cali, though. I'd go all the way to Cali after. Fuck that, bro. A portal? I'm in Cali. If I saw a portal here, like, I'd be trying to book it. I think even Vegas would be sus. I'd have to go to East Coast or some shit. That's scary.
On YouTube, like a while back, there was this video of a dude who was, again, I don't know if it's how real this video would be, but he had like a speaker and he would play a frequency and you would see like a rip.
Dude.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yes. Let me try to open it.
And then the guy apparently disappeared and stopped posting videos.
That was fucking... Dude, I watched that video so many times. And I'm not a graphic designer, but I don't know, man. That looked pretty fucking... There we go. Yes, dude.
You said online tone generator.
Awesome that you got it all set up already.
528.
I just typed speaker portal. Here we go. So he typed in a frequency on a tone generator. Here, let me try to get some volume on here. Maybe we'll disappear.
Already you can see a much more stable.
I won't lie. The fact that the speaker's lighting up different colors makes it look cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
It does, but that's like a speaker nowadays. They all light up. That's what sells people.
I have to do this quick because this stuff does not last. 525.
That's the hard thing now, There's so much fake shit. It's hard to sort out what's real and what's not.
Of tones here, but
520. He's at 525. Isn't the hard frequency at like 528 or something? Damn, I'm lagging right now, y'all.
There it is.
Here we go. That's the holy pussy, the holy of holies.
All right.
Put that on a pedestal.
Let's put something. If you guys had no family, nothing to worry about coming home to, would you stick your head through that?
Would I go in there?
I would. Yeah. I would.
Oh,
I would.
Damn, fuck. Yo, have you guys seen that Black Mirror episode where this happened?
No.
You guys watch Black Mirror?
I
watched a few episodes.
Well, no, there's newer ones though, I believe. I think there's a newer season I haven't seen, but no, I'm all for the Black fucking Mirror, dude. All for that shit.
Hold up here. Here's more. It almost looks like The Ring, right? Well, The Ring's kind of a portal. It's a portal from the TV, right?
That is. I do.
Again, I don't know, dude. I mean,
is in Sedona. And
here's the thing. If you didn't know about portals and you didn't look up portals, this would look super fake right off the bat.
Right.
But because you kind of know that frequencies and all that shit play a big role,
phenomenon
is why it has some kind of validity to it.
So
yeah, dude, it's wild.
I don't know.
Yeah. Man,
I think the guy's name is like Mr. Frog. If I remember correctly, it's like Mr. Frog. The guy that actually streamed that or posted that was like Mr. Frog. It was some type of reptile. It wasn't like a lizard though. I think it was Frogman or something like that. But
let me just gather everything and organize it. Wait, what happened to him? He disappeared after that?
He just
Mr.
stopped
Frog?
posting videos or some shit, I think they said. Like he just quit posting.
So as flat earthers, you guys mentioned Antarctica, right? Is that more underground inner earth or is that more portal? What do you guys believe?
I'm a big believer of the Terra Infinita theory, like the wall and then a ring with more continents than another ring, more continents, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of that theory. Again, nothing to prove it other than they say on the ring outside of this one is where mermaids are. Mermaids are a folklore for us. For some reason, we believe in that shit. They tell you manatees, but I don't believe that bullshit either, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I am on flat earth. I believe in that theory, that there's more lands outside a wall.
I agree. I agree. There's no doubt. Okay. For anyone that's listening, I think there's one solid piece of evidence that is all that I need. One piece. That's it. That's it. For you to question this. Out of all the countries and all the continents that we have, okay, we never get along. No one ever in the history of fucking ever has all gotten along. Like, would you agree? Like, no, we
No, 100%. I know exactly where you're going. 100%.
There's always at least one, just for shits and giggles, at least. You know what I mean? So yeah, you're right.
And so maybe there was one point, maybe one day, maybe 30 seconds or maybe 10 seconds in the history of fucking history that everyone just got along. It doesn't fucking happen 99.99% of the time. And you have all these different things going on. We have wars over here. We have people siding with different countries. But it just so happens, coincidentally, which I don't fucking buy into coincidences, that everyone agrees on the Antarctic Treaty. That alone, that right there alone, in my opinion, should strike massive amounts of questions in your brain. Because that does not make sense at all.
Longest standing treaty. Treaty.
Yeah, so we're going to go to war with you, and we fucking hate you. We're going to, go over there and cause havoc, and you're going to come over here and cause havoc. But at the end of the day, hey, man, we can still, our handshake still stands on that Antarctic Treaty. Nah, dude.
It's the wildest.
Nope. Negative.
All right, I'm in. Fucking the Nazis.
That's a no for me, dog. Yeah, that's not fucking happening, dude. I'm sorry. And if you don't find it, and if you don't find that a little bit fishy, man, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you.
So why I ask about Antarctica and why I ask portals or inner Earth is obviously the coordinates lead to Miami or lead to Antarctica, right? If you change certain numbers or whatever, I think we established that on this TikTok video that we watched on that show. But there are a lot of underground networks in Miami as well. It's interesting because Juan, who we always have on this podcast, he has a episode on his show where he had a diver on and they broke down diving footage of this guy, and they were just diving underneath Miami, and they were like diving through these fucking canals. It looked like Tartaria, bro, but like up top, they were just like apartments, you know what I mean? Like regular residential areas and shit.
Yo, while you bring that up, do you follow, I think it's called Old World Florida?
Yeah, I think he was with him.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it was Old World Florida and him, and they had the diver on, and they were talking about that shit.
That dude brings in how Florida is Holy Land. And one of the biggest proofs you have that people can't deny is the Noah's Ark thing, where in the Bible it says, Noah's Ark was built with gopher wood. And the only place in the world that gopher wood grows is in Florida.
Damn.
So there could be a connection there, right? Like, again, I'm a God believer. I believe in the Old Testament. So there could be shit there where, like, Florida's a key. And they always talk shit about Florida. Remember, Florida's one of these crazy states people always talk about.
Right.
So there could be some kind of connection there, right? That's, again, my opinion. But the Florida thing to me is a key thing.
The leak of that, whether it's a portal from Antarctica for why these weird creatures get there, or these underground networks that lead from like Antarctica to there, possibly, you know what I mean? Or the underground networks, some of them have portals too, you know, because I've heard some crazy inner Earth stories about people just disappearing in the walls. And for the people that are experiencing dwelling in those underground caverns, they know that certain walls are portals. So they know to just run full speed into it on some Harry Potter shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I do believe that there is an underground network system, and that's just not in Florida. That's obviously we saw in New York too. And I said I'd link this to the Cabbage Patch Kids and that. And so I did say that why it links to Miami, and my thing is I think there's also a based on the video that I brought up with Juan, that there is a network of underground networks over there. It might be underground, but this is another thing. I think there's advanced canal system that where you submerge up, then there's vehicles you can have, whether it's a boat or a submarine where you can kind of resurface from water from underwater canal systems. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Connecting what though? Connecting from where?
That's the thing, from everywhere else. You don't know where these, because the thing about the underground networks is they're saying that the stuff that we've built, we're building to connect with already existing underground networks. So there's civilizations already that know underground networks. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've seen documentaries on homeless people, but I think there's this one called Dark Days, and it's about the homeless people in New York that live in abandoned subway systems. Bro, they have
like the mole people. That's what you could call mole.
Yeah, they call them mole people. Yeah.
Yes.
Bro, they have free electricity, running water sometimes. You know what I mean? They said that, yo, I was just going to be here for a week just to be low key, but I don't have to pay bills. I don't have to fucking pay for electricity. Now I'm here. I've been here for 3-4 years. You know what I'm saying?
Is there a way now? Is there a way that I can bring like my entire family and all my cats and animals? Because fucking sign me up, dude. I'm in.
So that's
as long as there's Wi-Fi,
because
good.
You're sharing network system with an artist there. Because they said that sometimes what they do for fun is adventure deep down into different network systems, and they'd find themselves deep down. And they said they ventured off one time so deep they reached a dead end, and then when they made a turn, they saw a surveillance camera point towards them. Now this brings in the fucking Jewish people that they found in the underground tunnels. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying that it could be aliens, but it could be aliens. All I'm saying is there's a pathway of underground systems, probably almost like ant systems, because, you know, the native and the Hopis talked about us coming from inner Earth up to the surface because shit was bubbling from underground type shit. You know what I mean?
Well, you look at also, don't fucking crucify me if I get some of these wrong, and I'm not talking obviously to you guys, but anyone listening. But they had, I believe it was mycelium, so mushroom spores that literally fucking mapped out the entire the Japanese, the Japanese, and they mapped it out better. They didn't map it out to the T. They mapped it out better where it was more efficient for the whole system that I believe it was Japan had going on. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's also another thing, talking about mushrooms and how all that goes. But you asked earlier about, like, do we think of, like, a flat Earth, right? But in outer lands. But what about the inner Earth?
Right.
Dude, if you're telling me, not if you're telling me, if we have been taught that we are on this globe and we're spinning at 6666, first of all, you recognize the patterns of the sixes, the 66666, right? And we're talking about good and evil, right? Okay, that right there again, that's another one. But then I'll never be able to get out of my head like the picture of a globe where like a quarter of it is cut out and then it has the inner workings of Earth and the different cores that the Earth has. Like, to me, that's bullshit too.
Complete bullshit, because they've never even dug that deep, so they really don't know.
It's not even. I think what is it? 7 miles, I believe. I think it's 7
like that,
miles. Yeah. So how are you gonna tell me that you know what's under there? Fucking God knows how many miles down. Like, how are you gonna tell me you know exactly what it looks like? And then not only that, you're going to color code everything. This is super hot. This is kind of not as hot. This is like, dude, fuck off, dude. So I'm also a big believer in DUMBs. I'm a big believer in underground tunnels. But I think it goes deeper than that. And I think that when we talk about underground DUMBs and tunnels, we're thinking about, you know, maybe a couple 100 feet below and there's a tunnel, right? Well, there's a fucking tunnel. We have a sewer system, right, that goes everywhere. We have pipes. We have gas lines. I'm talking like way fucking deeper than that. There is no doubt in my mind that we have been lied to about that as well. So for all I know, like, yes, maybe we have ETs, on the outer side of the ice wall, but who's to say that there's nothing below? There's also a lot of documented Navy ships and crew member who have seen USOs, unidentified submerged objects. I've read many, many documents on that. I think one of them was on like the USS Roosevelt, and they're just traveling at sea, and all they have to look at is the flat Earth and the beautiful flat horizon. Just saying, and then all of a sudden, a fucking ship shoots up out of the water, the Pacific, the Atlantic, whatever the case may be, and then it zooms off. There's no doubt.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy because they usually describe those UFOs or USOs as what? What would be the stereotypical shape you guys would say for a USO, UAP, UFO?
A cylindrical or spherical.
Well, lately they're doing the sphere, but I mean, back in the day it was the saucer, right?
Who's a saucer back then?
We were told the saucer, and now you're seeing the sphere, all like these orbs or whatever they want to call them now.
Would you
the Tic Tac one?
The Tic Tac. That's what I wanted to mention. The Tic Tac is gaining a lot of popularity. Doesn't a Tic Tac look like a fucking submarine?
Yeah.
Yes.
What were the Nazis obsessed with making besides the Glock, the bell, right? That was one of their wonder weapons, right? Wonder weapons. But U-boats.
U-boats, that's what it is. U-boats, yep.
Which are submarines, right? Now, play with me here. Could the U-boats possibly be like a prototype for these Tic Tac UFOs that we're seeing, where they've mastered it? And fuck that, you know what I mean? They're thinking planes, they're thinking bells. This is real transmedium, you know what I mean, travel, where it's a Tic Tac pretty much. Because those things always just the David Fravor case, right? That thing was pretty much, at first it was surveying pretty shallow, close to the water, right? And then after that, it just zoomed in and like gain altitude at record speed. So also they said a bunch of U-boats surfaced in Antarctica from Germany. So whether they took the direct path over there or they knew some underwater canals and caves to shortcut over there, I don't know.
Wasn't there talks about like when Admiral Byrd was out there going after the Germans, where they had like a boat or a ship that went all across the ocean in like 2 hours or some shit, like from end to end or some shit like that? I remember hearing a story, something along those lines, where they had some type of technology where it just like took off. It was with the Germans, like there's stories where the Germans were kind of dealing with the aliens down in Antarctica, right?
Yeah.
You guys heard that shit?
I heard that when he was flying, he lost control of his ship or of his plane, almost on some tractor beam Star Wars shit. And he was under the control of these flying saucers. He mentioned them as flying saucers, but they had swastikas on them.
Yeah.
Now, he said, I didn't know whether they were swastikas representing the Nazis or the Nazis were inspired by these, you know what I mean, beings and took the swastika from them.
Well, the swastika was a peace sign, no? For like Hindus way before that.
Right. Which is crazy.
There is definitely a connection between them and any type of extraterrestrial, any type of anything in that realm. There's always been a connection. And now that you mention the U-boat thing and the Tic Tac thing,
I say a lot of crazy shit. I say a lot of crazy shit. So you got to regulate me, Jeff. Is that crazy?
Yeah, no, dude, no. What that requires is some further investigation, dude. Like, I'm serious. I never. Whatever that emoji is.
Because what I'm thinking is, you know, whether if you're traveling through abandoned canals, right, and there's some that are underwater and they surface up, then a submarine can travel that. At the same time, a submarine, bro, a plane without wings is a submarine, essentially, isn't it?
That's
like a shape was?
That's pretty much. I mean, even like, the shape, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Watch.
I might just be talking shit because we're a comedy podcast now, so it might just be jokes, but I might be onto something.
Hey, so in the future, right? We have Top Gun, right? We have the Top Gun series, right? Through space, we're gonna have Bottom Gun, dude, coming out in about 10 years, and it's gonna be fucking navigating the underground tunnels and caverns.
Dude, wasn't that Hunt for Red October? Some shit. One of those movies was all about submarines, no?
No, you're probably right. Hunt for Red
The
October.
U850 or some shit. I think I remember what you're talking about.
But dude, you know what's wild too about that too? Just a kind of a caveat, but you look at I call her, forgive me, but I don't think she needs a fucking proper introduction. I call her Ghislaine Maxwell. Just
she has a submarine license.
Huh?
She's fine as fuck.
She has a submarine license.
She had her fucking and her fucking father also had dude. So her father also dealt with I think his name's David Maxwell. Fuck,
Robert Maxwell.
Her dad is Robert
Maxwell.
Yeah,
Robert Maxwell.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have spoke too soon. I just seen something about him, and I don't know. Maybe it was Disney. It wouldn't fucking surprise me. He had some type of ties with Disney, but
y'all need to see this though. As far as fucking submarines go, though, just to light up the mood. You guys heard the Sea Breacher? Shit's fucking badass, yo. I'd want one of these. Oh, this is some like Batman shit right here. It's like it's like a mini speedboat,
dolphin, bro.
Right?
It's a dolphin meets a speedboat. What the fuck?
It's like a speedboat jet ski submarine.
Yo, how deep does it go?
You agree with that?
Is that 5 to 6 feet?
Damn. Imagine fucking like having fun with that. Then the giant octopus just fucking wraps its tentacles around you and it's game over.
Yo, you guys a swordfish? That's wild.
Yo, I'd be down to like take this out for a day. I don't know about buying it.
You would have for someone like myself, I would have to be like completely open, and I would need like for animals that have like shock collars, so if they go past the fence they get shocked. I would need someone to like shock me or shut off the system, because I owned a RC car and I traded my little I had a little mini clown bike that I had outfitted with a fucking motor on it. So it was literally a little clown bike, probably this tall, had a wheelie bar in the back. Anyhow, I traded that for an RC car. I was a proud owner of an RC car for 30 seconds.
What the fuck?
Because as soon as I pulled that bitch out, I hit the curb, shatter the entire thing.
Damn.
So maybe they make one of those devices that is like Barney style, like someone that likes to eat crayons, like myself. I'm in, dude. Sign me.
Or you have like a limit on your top speed.
A really big limit. Yeah, like a really big limit. Yeah.
I know.
That's wild, dude.
The ocean's a pretty big place, bro. I don't think you'd crash into anything unless you're going somewhere shallow.
We're talking about me here, right? Yeah. Somehow I'll hit a buoy in the middle of nowhere and fucking destroy. But no, that's still wild, dude. And you think about too, something that I always think about, I try to think about, is the technology that we see today. I know it's hard to fathom this because you haven't seen anything further in technology, but I like to think in my brain that we're like, I don't know. I think they say like 100 years past that, but let's just say like 20 years past that. I feel like the technology that we have, and this goes back to also talking about going back to Miami and what Rico was saying. He didn't necessarily say it was fucking aliens. It could have been government tech that we don't know about.
Just against the narrative that they said it was. That's it.
Yes. But either or, one person I would recommend just checking out and I don't know how true or how I don't know the validity of whatever's coming out of his mouth. I tend to buy into it. But Zachary King, and he is
the name sounds familiar.
Yeah, it does too.
He's an ex-satanic fucking wizard. And some of the shit, dude, that he talks about is fucking mind-blowing. And I buy into it.
Like what? Like what? Give me an example. Like what do you mean?
So one of the things that he talks about is that he was at some government facility. So the whole idea, he's a satanic wizard. What he's able to do
you said wizard or lizard?
Wizard.
Okay.
With a W.
Okay, that changes a lot
right.
for me.
I have a fake tooth. I have a fake tooth right here because I knocked it out and it's fucking ginormous. So
I think it's the fact that we're fucking streaming and not up close. But yeah, go ahead.
You're good. I can.
Yo, you should have seen. You should have seen the narrative in my head, dog. I was thinking
satanic lizard is pretty wild, though.
But dude, I'll send you both after this an episode to check out. And I'm not gonna plug the show, right? I'm not gonna plug the show, but I will just because I don't know if they want to be involved in this shit, and it's also not my place. But I will send you guys this particular episode. I think they did 2 episodes with this gentleman. And he is now a devout Catholic, but some of the things that he says, dude, does not surprise me. And one of which was that he was at some government compound, and he essentially walked into there was a craft, like an alien or extraterrestrial looking craft, and the door to that craft was very, very, very small. There was no way he was getting into. I imagine like us standing up, and then you have, instead of a door, we have a door, but it's for like a gnome.
Yeah.
Super small, like a mouse.
Okay.
That door ends up opening up, and he walks into this craft. Now, this craft looks very small, like very, very, very small. And once he gets in, it's fucking ginormous on the inside. It looks fucking
shrunk him.
Yeah, it's almost like it looked. It looks like it was shrunk, but once he got in, it looked really big. I don't know. For some reason, I want to throw some like Alice in Wonderland shit out there. Like, look,
I did hear that they were baffled whether that was some kind of like he entered another dimension or some shit that like
weird shit going on.
Right.
The whole idea is that the government wanted him or whatever agency it was. I don't know which agency it was, so don't quote me, but they pretty much call upon this satanic wizard to. I look at it like a genie, dude. Like a genie, you get 3 wishes.
Yeah, man. I mean, my whole mission statement is they're trying to manifest that thing into AI. They're trying to trap it in order to have like on the click communication with it, and we've harnessed you, and now I could unplug you if I want, type shit, because that's what we do. You know what I'm saying?
If what I heard was true, and if what this man spoke was true, I'm pretty sure that's already happening. One of the things, kind of off of aliens, but one of the things that he mentions, and he doesn't give the exact band name, but they started up back in the mid 90s, and it was a boy band, right? So what am I thinking? I'm thinking NSYNC. I'm thinking Backstreet Boys. Are my 2 main ones that I'm thinking of, and there's like Boys to Men. There's a couple more, and he pretty much. I'm not going to get into all the details because it's fucking disgusting. It gets really fucking bad. But essentially, he shows up once every so often to almost like an event. The people that join the event know what they're getting into. They kind of know what they're getting into. And essentially, this satanic wizard says, hey, you want a favor from me? What are you willing to do? And the satanic wizard asks, are you down to do this, this, and this? And I'm talking this, and this are the most terrible things on the planet. And it involves animals and involves children. Bad. Terrible. One person that ended up coming up said, yeah, I'm down to do that, and I'll do that. He says could not sing for the life of him. Had no talents whatsoever. And he ended up being in one of the greatest, biggest boy bands of all fucking time that started off in the 1990s. Again, I'm going back to Backstreet Boys and NSYNC.
You're saying one of them?
It was one member, possibly more, but if there was one particular member that he mentions, he doesn't say the name and he doesn't say the group, but he gives you enough clues so you can make that connection.
This is going to make me sound gay, but I'm pretty sure it's Justin Timberlake.
I was going to say Lance Bass, bro.
No, because here's the thing. Timberlake had the biggest career.
No, you know what? I think Timberlake, bro.
Sync.
I heard that Timberlake died and he's a clone now. So there's that.
When there was that crash with like Britney Spears?
Yes, bro. You know what's up. You know what's up.
Wait. I was just telling my mom this tonight. My mom's like, you're fucking crazy. I'm like, Mom, you know Eminem's dead, right? That motherfucker died a while ago.
Shut up.
He did not die. I'm like, all right, whatever. Fuck it. I'm talking to a fucking doorknob here. But no. You're saying that he got in a car accident with Britney Spears. So is Britney Spears also, or just he died?
Dude, Britney Spears for sure is someone different, because I don't know if you saw that video where like she did the shit with her hand across her eyes and the filter didn't pick up right away, so she had blue eyes for a second.
Yeah, there's a lot of talks about her being, it all being AI, and I'm not surprised. I mean, there's more high def AI generated shit that looks more believable than her low res shit.
Yeah,
it's probably low res for a reason. You know what I'm saying? But right here, Chef, Britney and Justin not dead after all.
What?
2001. DJ's fired for Spears Timberlake crash rumors. So there's a rabbit hole.
Oh Lord, this is great, dude.
Is it him? Would your guess be Justin Timberlake?
I know. I agree with Rico. He is literally the most famous out of NSYNC and Who the fuck are the Backstreet Boys? First of all, other than fucking
Nick Lachey was for some reason the most popular. Nick Carter, I mean, he was for some reason the most. I don't know why. It's not like he was talented or anything, right?
No, but then you look at fucking Aaron Carter, dude. Like
we're talking about boy bands now.
Yo, the sister I think just killed herself.
You're right. Aaron Carter went crazy and her sister killed herself. You're right.
Sister just killed herself as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Aaron Carter, bro, they found him in the bathtub. The mom was not fucking having it. Supposedly, as the narrative goes, the mom was not fucking having it. And the mom fucking, like, based on just what she saw, like, it does not make sense at all. But Aaron Carter was also speaking out against Nick Carter, I think, about being gay, and I think also about being a fucking pedophile.
Yeah.
He was talking shit. Yeah. He was coming out with
if you're on drugs, if you are in Hollywood, in my opinion, if you're in Hollywood and you're all fucked up on drugs, Amanda Bynes, Lindsay Lohan, fucking Aaron Carter, the other
Orlando Brown.
Oh Lord, thank you. Orlando Brown. Oh, they're fucking crazy. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. They are not fucking crazy. Maybe they went off a little bit. No. They are breaking away from the MK Ultra bullshit.
Yeah.
Or they're malfunctioning and the MK Ultra programming didn't fucking work. Project Monarch, fucking whatever, Sex Kitten, whatever. No, dude. These people are not crazy, but they portray us on TV, on television, and programming. These people are fucking crazy. They're out of their minds. And I looked at it. I remember Lindsay Lohan. I remember all these. I'm like, dude, they're fucking off their rocker. How? And I remember, how can you be going crazy? You're millionaires.
Yeah.
You have all the money you want in the world. That's the problem, dude. Money is the root to all evils. Mm-hmm. Fucking no doubt about it. Oh, dude, my mind is blown right now.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. That dog. I said this thing that I don't know if it's the drug was a medium for Eminem to get to Slim Shady, but no disrespect, and like Slim Shady was an Eminem. You know what I mean? Like, I respect the fact that you're still kind of trying to keep up the narrative, but the conspiracy theory that it's not even him. Okay, you know,
The music dropped off. The music did drop off.
Yeah.
What was pretty shit. Yeah.
Mhm.
After well, I'm getting confused. I forgot the name of the album, but Tom McDonald, dude, writes a dope ass song about clones. You all probably heard it. And if you haven't heard it, go check it out. Since Encore, he says Eminem wasn't Eminem since Encore. And I do know that there was a news clip that is still on the internet. You might have to use the Wayback Machine. And if you're not, are you guys familiar with the Wayback Machine?
No idea.
Go check it out. So the waybackmachine.com is all old websites that have been changed or have shit's been deleted and swapped. The Wayback Machine has everything. And when I did a big thing on Pizzagate, and I found some fucking shit, dude. It was live, it was crazy, and it blew my mind. But it had to do with Pizzagate, things that were on websites that are now scrubbed. Wayback Machine. Go check it out.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, there's something going on, man.
Bad for sure. I mean, it's gonna suck because now all this Pizzagate's coming out, and now they're gonna have to scrub that shit again.
Did you see all those guys, like the news reporters, all being arrested for pedophilia who debunked Pizzagate?
Yeah, I saw that. I also saw a bunch of people stepping down before the list came out, so it's kind of.
Oh, like Mark Cuban was one of those guys, right? He sold almost all his shares in the Dallas Mavs and shit like that.
He owns the Dallas Mavs, so I'm not questioning you, Rico. But if
I'm pretty sure if you look it up, he sold a majority share of the Dallas Mavs.
I would not doubt that.
Yeah, and they were saying it could be that because the whole Epstein files were going to come out and shit. So,
wow,
man, this shit's fucking crazy. Well, since we brought the kids into this, I did say I was going to link the underground tunnels in Miami to Cabbage Patch Kids. So let me try to maneuver my way into making that connection. So this morning I woke up and I saw this video, and it was talking about dry run sewer banquets that happened in Waterloo, Iowa. And let me pull up pictures over here. They would have these nice ass banquets in abandoned, or not abandoned. I think this was before they opened up railroads, but this would be like deep underground, and the attendees would be politicians and high-ranking officials.
And this was what? It's subway tunnels, you're saying?
Subway tunnels. So look at this, bro. You see this picture? Now this is the most famous picture from it. This is the picture I actually saw from it, and it's a picture of this guy. Big sewer. Let me see if I could. Here, hold on. It froze for a little bit. So high-ranking officials, politicians in an underground tunnel having a banquet, right? View in large image right here.
That's not fucking creepy.
Doesn't this guy look like fucking what's it called? Orange, Clockwork Orange? Almost.
Oh, dude.
But look at that shit, y'all. They're having a banquet. First of all, this guy does not look like he's happy. You know, it looks like some sus, like, oh, old shit, first of all. But the guy, first of all, I want you to note the photographer's name is J.P. King, right? J.P. King. Now this,
yeah, that's
like I said, you could look this up. It is let me read this to you guys. The Iowa Waterloo Dry Sewer Banquet. 450 guests in October 14th, 1903. So are there secret societies? Because what I said when the Jewish people came out is they don't look like homeless people, bro. You know what I mean? They look like they just got caught doing like a ceremony or some kind of meeting or mass. I don't know.
The Jews in the tunnel?
The Jews in the tunnel.
So if you when they showed you the addresses that tunnel went under, one of them was like what the hell? Like a rec center for teenagers.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah, it was like so it gave you the number of all the houses or all the addresses that the tunnel went under, and it was a thing called C-Teen, and it's supposed to be like a rec center for fucking Jewish teenagers and shit. So I thought it was more like a trafficking tunnel. Steal them from there, bring them. They come out of the synagogue. It just looks like a family leaving with their kid.
That's what we were saying. We said it's too early to speculate whether it was, human trafficking or it was just an immigration thing. But I guess in St. Louis, they tried replicating that sewer banquet too. So it's something that they try to replicate, right? Now, the photographer, J.P. King, noticed that picture he took was just the server, one server. And you see how many fucking chairs there were? Nobody. So it's either before or they were hidden. They weren't trying to show them. But J.P. King, they wrote articles about that. He was listed as an attendee, and obviously he was a photographer. Look at the other the photographs he's taken. Orphans. Hold up. I got to disconnect. The only other photos you'll find of J.P. King are pictures of orphans.
Dude, you're filthy, bro. Just saying, dude.
Look at this shit, bro. Now, whether or not they're human trafficking or whether or not, this is crazy shit. I talk about this with my wife, and it's going to get crazy now. It's going to get mystical. Whether or not they're human trafficking or whether or not they're using the tunnels as underground labs in order to create beings, kids, Cabbage Patch Kids or whatever, and populating certain different towns as like just random, you know what I mean? Now there's a lot of immigrants. Now anyone can pop up undocumented and being known almost like a plant, you know what I mean? Who knows if that plant's even fucking human? You know what I mean? We talk about bots, and I know this circle is pretty versed in the homunculus and that lore now. What if there's some, and we're talking about aliens, there is that theory that the grays are synthetic humanoids, that they're not even really humans, you know what I mean? That there's some kind of like organic bot almost, you know what I mean? Now, this is why I said why. I made a joke with Juan. I said, hey, all these people are jacking off in napkins and flushing them down the toilet. Could there be homunculi surfacing in the sewage system? He said, hey, man, it sounds funny and shit. But think about it, bro. You get period blood down there. You get blood down there. Sometimes you get miscarriage fetuses down there. You don't know what you're getting in sewage systems. And it'd be really smart for the elites to have some kind of filtration system to gather certain nutrients, you know what I mean? Because think about this. I live in California, Chef. You know this. Now we're trying to filter the sewage water in order to recycle it and be able to drink back. So there's some kind of studies in filtering sewage waters. Now the elites aren't really all the way.
Nutrients is amazing.
Who knows? I'm just talking shit here, but I'm just kind of connecting certain things that I'm picking up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy.
This JP King and the underground sewer banquet shit is real. So
let me ask you a question. So the Cabbage Patch Kid theory, do they grow up? What would they be? Are they what we consider NPC? These people, like homeless people that kind of have no purpose in life. Like, who would these people be today? Say,
man, that's fucking crazy. I don't know. They could be homeless people. Yeah. What do you think, Chef?
They could be like, they could be. Like, what if, when we're talking clones, right? What if they're able to get the proper things to make a baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they got what they need, and then they can if they're separating shit out, right? As Reezy said, they're separating shit out, and then they're able to take that, and then because you can already right now, if you had the money, if I were to have another kid, I'm like, I want my kid to have fucking
CRISPR.
Green eyes.
You're talking about CRISPR, yeah.
Yeah, CRISPR. There you go.
6-pack.
You can do that.
From the get.
There you go. So what's to say if you don't have the sperm, the egg, fucking, and then they can just tailor that however they want, and dude, it's oh my goodness, dude. My brain is like not handling this very well.
For that to be accessible and to be a procedure, there were some tests. And if there were some tests, there were some failures and some experiments that didn't go as planned in order to be like, all right, let's roll this out. So
fuck it.
Who knows, man? Who knows? Yeah.
Dude, what the oh my goodness, dude.
It's crazy because I joked about this, but it's kind of plausible now.
It absolutely is.
Chef, right? The Ninja Turtles coming out of the ground and street sharks could possibly fucking, you know what I mean? Werewolves could be coming out from tunnels and shit.
While they say Ninja Turtles, you see that statue in New York about like a lizard that drags a kid into the sewer?
Oh, yeah.
That to the Jewish people?
Yes,
right.
Yes, that's in I think it's in Brooklyn a subway. I think it's it's a tunnel. It's a subway. It's a tunnel.
Let me just add some sauce to this too. The homie Shane made this connection. Ninja Turtles as well. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage. What do they like to eat?
Pizza. Yeah, the pizza thing's fucking wild.
Shut the fuck up. Stop.
Yeah,
what
bro.
The fuck?
Who's their leader?
What's that?
What kind of
animal? Splinter.
No, I don't want to get canceled now, but I think we'll just end the conversation there.
Hold on, are we saying that the rat because he's a Jew in the nose?
Yo, stop what you're saying right now. Stop what you're saying right now, Rico. Don't get us canceled.
Oh, shit, that's wild.
Fuck?
I don't know, man.
You're ruining pizza. You're ruining the Ninja Turtles.
I don't know if you guys saw that award show that just happened with Oprah.
Yeah,
was that what you're gonna say? We're gonna bring that up.
Yeah, I was. Fuck that bitch, dude.
She was eating pizza. What the fuck? You guys talk about. I'm gonna get some water.
Dude, you tell me. Oh, this bugs me, dude. This bugs me. This gets me fired up. How blatantly it's in front of your face. How blatant can you be? You're at an award ceremony with nothing but millionaires and billionaires. And you're telling me, huh?
The elites.
The elites. There you go. All wrapped up into one. You're telling me that they're going to go to this ceremony in fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of suits, clothing, earrings, and all that fucking bullshit. And you're telling me that you're going to sit down and your meal for the night is fucking pizza served in a fucking bag? Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Chef, you know what I thought about when I saw that?
The recent awards?
I forget what award it was, but it was pretty recent.
It was recent.
But I think it's code for this to leave the option of, hey, do you guys have other flavors of pizza? And that's a code, right? To get the invite. I feel like it's password.
Is there any way I can get some, can I get some pasta sauce on my pizza?
You guys have hot dogs?
The thing is, it's not the first time. I'm pretty sure on a award show a couple of years ago, Ellen was handing out pizza.
It's mockery.
In your faces.
It is.
In our faces,
mockery.
100%.
And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be completely honest. When I figured out, I didn't figure anything out. When I was aware of Ellen, I cried. I fucking loved Ellen. I loved Ellen. I loved Ellen. And so when I leave work every single day, what I tell people is, and I do it a lot on shows and podcasts, I say, y'all have a blessed night. She didn't say that, but I say, you guys have a blessed night. Stay fly and be kind. And always remember, oh no, it got to me. I say, hasta la pasta. And the hasta la pasta came from a Hispanic girl that was the sister to one of my best friends growing up, and she'd always be like hasta la pasta, and it stuck with me.
Yeah.
But the Ellen used to always say something. Always remember to be kind. And I'm like, dude, I can fucking stand for that. Be kind. That's not very fucking hard to do. Just be kind.
Mm-hmm.
Be a decent person. Whether you're a religious man or you're not, or man or woman, just be kind to people. It's that simple.
Right.
fuck, dude. I don't know if I'm not gonna get rid of the osteopasta because that has nothing to fucking do with you know what I mean. I'm anti that shit. So I'm gonna keep doing what I'm gonna fucking do. But
make your own meaning to it.
I'm gonna make my own meaning to it, man. I mean, it's all peace and love and just be nice to one another. But fuck, dude.
It's funny because I heard she was a bitch to her employees, right?
Well, dude,
remember
DJ,
that all started coming out during like COVID.
Yes, and her DJ.
Oh, that dude, and that guy was like, when he killed himself too, apparently.
Oh, what?
In a hotel room. He's
Yeah,
got a fucking mansion, and he just went to a hotel room. Like, first of all,
dude's entire life was doing dances on the streets. You know, and apparently he was sad that he killed himself. It was fucking wild. Yeah.
Yep. Anne Hesh, bro. Anne Hesh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I did a show on Anne Hesh, bro. You seen the video?
Mm-hmm.
Where she gets up?
And she fucking gets up, dude.
I give people nightmares. I feel like the people that work that scene are having nightmares.
And this is going to go back to, I'm going to tie this back real quick. So we have Anne Hesh, right? And then we also have the Miami shit. All the aliens in Miami, whatever. I can confirm this on the Anne Hesh thing based on the footage from the ghetto chopper.
Yeah.
Okay. But if there was a bunch of kids that were fucking beating the shit out of people with sticks, right? And all those cops showed up. Do you think there would be maybe, I mean, out of like 50 fucking squad cars, do you think there might be, I don't know, like 1 or 2 ambulances because they're wreaking so much havoc?
That's true.
Maybe
there were no ambulances.
There was no ambulances
that's
there.
fucking wild. I didn't think about that. You're right. Not a
There's
single
no
ambulance.
ambulances.
And if you wanted to dead it, you could just show them getting processed, you know, or show the juveniles getting.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is in the States, but like here, the firefighters are usually kind of the first ones there with the cops because they have first responders, right? They have the paramedics on board.
No firefighters.
There was nothing there but cops. You are right.
To second back on that, for some research for any of us 3 here or anyone listening, I don't know for sure, so don't quote me on this, but that's a solid point, Rico. If we go back and look at the footage, the aerial footage, maybe there's no ambulances, but let's just say maybe there was a firefighter truck. Maybe there is. I don't know, but I don't recall seeing a firefighter truck or an ambulance. Same thing with Anne Hesh. You have this chick who just got done fucking filming. I think it's called Room 203, which has to do with child sex trafficking. Okay. She was in the middle of filming this about people that were being fucking trafficked, girls that were being trafficked, and it also had to do with drug abuse and whatnot.
It's girl in room 13 if you want to check it out.
There you go. Oh, girl, yeah. Okay, girl in room 13. So
Crazy.
She ends up driving into a fucking house at high rates of speed. A high rate of speed.
Mm-hmm.
And from the aerial footage that I saw, and I could be wrong. The last time I looked at this was fucking like 10 months ago, 11 months ago. It was one of the first episodes that I did on my other show, or on my show. But there was a fuck ton of firefighters. I do not recall seeing one ambulance. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me, but I can say based on the Miami deal, I didn't see one fucking ambulance.
Yeah.
And that's like a standard. That's like a protocol. If there's some sort of violence, you're gonna have at least a firefighter truck, a cop car, a squad car, and an ambulance. And I didn't.
For the amount of cop cars that showed up, you'd have a couple of ambulances with them.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing.
So
right.
if you don't see one, and even if you're filming a movie, okay, let's just say it's a movie. They're filming a movie. You would still have a fucking ambulance because that just makes sense.
Yeah.
So now that now you think about it, you're right. The only ambulance that was there is the one they put Anne Hesh in, though. Now that you mention it, pretty fucking convenient. Hey, right here.
Yeah. What about all the so that she crashed into a house? What are the odds of her crashing into a living room and destroying a family that's sitting down and watching fucking the Ellen show. I don't know. Like, you're not going to go save them? Like, that doesn't make no
that's
sense.
true. You're right. Interesting. That's actually fucking crazy.
Oh,
Huh.
I'm getting fired up, dude.
Getting heated.
This doesn't always happen, but I'm getting fired up.
Also, fucking I heard there were ties with Jeffrey Epstein's island, the blue and white, and Ellen DeGeneres' prop
set.
under show, under prop set, right? Yeah. But you know what connection I did make? Everyone works hard and everyone wants to get recognized by a raise or some kind of monetary, you know what I mean, incentive. But what do they give us when we work hard? A pizza party. Slap.
Where does that start?
Bro.
It starts in school.
School pizza day,
fucking
right?
crazy. Damn. Okay.
Indoctrination camp, son.
Okay. Nuts. Actually nuts.
Oh.
Dark stuff, man. Let me just make it darker than that. First of all, why I think it's Black Ops tech is because, yo, if it was serious business, SWAT would be over there. You know, I feel like so
military
like
something.
military or something. I feel like or
National Guard.
Yeah, so I feel like bringing a bunch of cops where like let's just make sure everything's. We don't need any, you know, we don't need any EMTs. We just need to make sure everything's under control, type thing. So that's why I think it's like something kind of went public when it shouldn't have been. But could it be portals? It might be. That's the first thing Chef said, and we talked about. I mentioned Juan's podcast where he had a diver on. They talked about underground tunnels. We went down underground tunnels. How does underground tunnels tie in with Miami? There's underground tunnels in Miami. How does it tie in with the underground Jewish tunnels? There's secret societies that meet in underground tunnels. Now, the crazy thing that links portals to underground tunnels to Miami is fucking CERN. Bro, look at their ceremonies. It's in an underground fucking place. And look at the people that are attending it. They're all suits, right? Now, CERN's the number one place that people are talking about when it comes to portals and fucking interdimensional shit. This is the ceremony in Gothard
Ceremony
Base.
for what?
I think they're gonna open up the Hadron Collider, or they're gonna do some kind of thing. But there's a lot of weird ceremonies going on in CERN that's borderline occult, satanic. I think at the end of this, bro, there's like a half goat, half human Baphomet looking fucking being.
Looks like Krampus, dude. Looks like Krampus.
Exactly. Looks like Krampus.
This is what I would imagine the Cabbage Patch Kids are. Like, these guys look like what you consider NPCs.
It's underground too. Yeah. Or it could be like Manchurian candidates, you know what I mean?
Yo, that's
Let me just fast forward because look at this. It tells a story. So these are workers, right?
look how fucking wild this is.
Shit. Okay.
And you see that winged being, but why is an angel underground? Makes you wonder, unless it's a portal. There's a welder, this thing. Sometimes it's harder to like disprove something than just speculate what needs to be talked about. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is that?
The fuck am I watching?
Okay,
Like,
okay, hold on. Pause.
This
Pause,
is in
real
CERN, bro. That's a ceremony they're having in a tunnel for an opening ceremony.
I'm getting that, but to me, it's just such a wild thing. Like that they're doing this.
Have you seen? I don't know if it's in Africa. I'm assuming. Have you seen where it looks like a pile of hay?
Oh, bro.
Yes.
It's a fucking move on their own.
The voodoo shit or whatever the fuck? Yeah.
That is exactly what we're seeing right now. What in the actual fuck, dude?
You're right. I didn't even link that, but
Dude, that's
my brain.
that's fucking like this.
yeah. Bro, but
black
This is
magic,
wild that they're
dark
doing some kind of
magic,
crazy like
decay.
ritual.
This is just to open a tunnel, bro. Like, this is what I'm saying. There's occult, like, secret societies that meet in tunnels. And now whether or not they're
Wow,
just...
they got the goat.
Yep. Whether or not they lead into portals that open up different beings, you know what I mean? Satanic beings, because they do say hell is underground, hell is down. So that might be the thing, you know what I mean?
Why are they
Or
celebrating
they're just a different species that live in inner Earth. But
Oh, that's Stephen Hawking's before he ended up in a fucking wheelchair, fucking molesting.
I swear to God, it looks like that's Klaus Schwab right there. It almost swear to God that was Klaus Schwab in the background.
You look like Podesta.
Dude, if that was Klaus Schwab, it would not fucking surprise me.
But you know what? Now that I say Podesta, bro, remember I brought up that weird ass picture on the podcast with Treble? And that was one of John Podesta's favorite artists. And David Grush gave a lot of props to John Podesta about alien disclosure. So whether or not that was a depiction of an alien that I don't know. I'm just speculating at this point. You know what I mean? But John Podesta has gotten props from David Grush. And if you know the UFO community, David Grush is, I think at this point, he's trumped Bob Lazar now as far as names, right?
Yeah, but things, I don't know if I take that guy serious.
I'm with you, dog. I think he's a psyop.
Yeah, there's something about that guy. I don't know if I take him serious. When I hear him, like, fuck, like.
The homie said he doesn't believe in Corbell either.
In what?
Jeremy Corbell, the guy, the documentary maker that did that project with Bob Lazar. So
he's big into the fucking UFO shit too, Corbell.
I don't believe in Tom DeLonge. I think that guy's
that's another crazy thing. That's another weird one. The 182 guy's fucking an alien expert for the government. That sounds so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Hold on. Are you saying that you think that he?
I think he believes what he's saying. I think he's controlled opposition. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we put this DeLonge, if you put that puzzle into Project Bluebeam, like I need to build a narrative that there's outer space, and he helps my regime, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think he believes what he's saying. I think Corbell probably believes what they're saying, but that's what I heard about all this disclosure shit. They're not actually putting out truth. They're just allowed to say certain things. So if they're allowed to say like there's a dick-shaped alien over there, then I could go say there's a dick-shaped alien over there. Doesn't mean it's true. You know what I mean?
Those are the ones that are probing.
Yeah. So
what was Corbell's first name?
Jeremy Corbell.
Okay. The reason why I ask is because I previously resided up in Northern California, and Corbell Winery was a not a staple, but they were like pioneers in the wine industry. And my grandmother on my stepmother's side was a historian for Corbell Winery. So I'm going to look up to see if there's any ties to that Corbell family to Jeremy Corbell.
That'd be tight.
Because she wrote a couple books on the Corbell family, and I'm really curious to see. And she was really not a super nice person, so I'm just the fact that they kept her so close and allowed her to be the historian to tell their story. Yeah, anyhow, I'll look that up. Holy shit.
That'd be dope, yeah. I'm sure they've seen some shit.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's also crazy too, because I told you that my dad and my stepmom, who since passed, they would work at Bohemian Grove.
What?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. So, and I know people. Yeah. I lived like 20. I used to live up until a couple years ago. I used to live like maybe 25 minutes away from. Yes, in Northern California. I lived in a town called Cloverdale, California, which is probably. I've never been to Bohemian Grove, but I know it's in the Redwoods, and I know it's probably like maximum 45 minutes away from where I used to live. But my mom or my stepmom and my my dad used to work there for certain events. And one of my coworkers that worked with me at Francis Ford Coppola Winery up in Geyserville, California, she left Coppola to go work as like a desk person over at Bohemian Grove. So Bohemian Grove is a thing, but the cremation of care type deal only happened once a year, to my knowledge. So during that, it's only from what I know, it's a male only club. So the fact that my stepmom would work there from time to time, either it's like working at the front gates and that's where you stay, and then the males go to the back. I've also heard conflicting stories on that, because I've also heard that Hillary Clinton was also at Bohemian Grove at one point, like in the ceremony.
I heard she was a dude. Anyhow, so I believe it.
Hey,
that's fucking wild, bro. So
her and Megan Fox, bro. Megan Fox is a fucking dude. There's no doubt in my mind.
I said this on a previous podcast. Why do you think she's in Transformers? It's in the name, bro. It's in the name, bro.
I was telling people at work today. Someone mentioned that. I was like, bro, she's a fucking dude. It's a fucking dude.
She's a Decepticon.
And someone's like, what? Yeah. And they're like, what makes you think that? Now I went up like this. Is like, see this right here? It's called an Adam's apple.
Yeah, not an Eve's apple.
Only fucking dudes have an Adam's apple. And this girl's like, oh, I don't have an Adam's apple. I'm like, I know you don't. And then I had a dude next to me, and he's like, I don't have one. And I fucking touched him. I'm like, that's an Adam's apple, dog. She's got a fucking Adam's apple. She's a fucking dude.
And I think she said it out publicly in an interview, right? Now, whether that's just coming out and saying it, but in a joking manner to where you don't take it seriously,
yeah,
that's on you.
No,
you know, I said it.
It's like when all those artists talk about selling their souls in interviews, right?
Yeah, in a way laugh about that and shit. Yeah, man, it's fucking wild.
I can keep going on and on. I have so much shit, and that's all good. I'm gonna get so fired up.
What the fuck, man? So yeah, the portal thing might be a thing. I do think that that is plausible as well. It's wild times right now, and that's the hard thing. I did say, like I said on that podcast, is now that disclosure is a thing, there's going to be a lot of bullshit. You know what I mean? And it's funny because a lot of things that are being confirmed are things that were said to be bullshit back then. Oh, and now it's like, oh no, it's confirmed now. It's like, oh, now I'm supposed to believe you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So nuts. The thing is, you guys should really watch Nope, because that is a very different take on UFOs. Now, Jeremy Corbell and all of them did talk about UFOs. They said the sheet of metal that they were made of almost felt like it was alive. I don't know what that means. They said, but it almost felt like it was symbiotic or moving, or it was I don't know what that means. It just felt alive. Was what they said would best describe what they were looking at. Now,
that goes back to the Zachary King thing when it
really?
The UFO with the metal, how the metal just like it didn't shapeshift, but it was like alive. And he mentions this, like it almost felt like it was its own entity, and that makes perfect fucking sense.
When someone tells you guys like that thing's alive, what does that mean to you guys? Like, describe that.
What do you mean, like? What I would describe by them saying the metal is alive?
Let's say you saw a UFO and then like they showed you what it was made of, and you're going to come on the podcast and be like, yo, it was alive. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, what could that mean to you? It reacts.
If you go to touch it and it like reacts to you, I would guess that mean like it would be alive, right? I guess that's how they look at it as, like almost liquid metal.
Yeah, like a symbiotic kind of venom, right? Like venom type
exactly
shit.
What I was thinking.
Sentient.
Or like, because you guys need to watch Nope, like a jellyfish almost. You know what I mean? Like, like it's part of it kind of type thing. Like it's an organ of it kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Like the Matrix, weren't they driving around in some type of animal in the Matrix, like a big octopus or some shit like that?
You're talking about the new one?
No, the old ones. What were they riding around in?
Oh yeah, the I know what you're talking about. The little squid, mecha squids and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, all right. So this is the crazy thing. Now we're talking about aliens and stuff, and we talked about different types of aliens. Now I said that AI could possibly, and this is going to link UFOs and stuff. AI, the devil, could probably be linked, right? Like they're probably trying to harness, and I think you mentioned this. This is something that Zachary King said, that they're trying to harness the Satan or some kind of being into AI and stuff. Now, something that David Grush said was that you need to start thinking about these aliens. I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but this is something crazy that he said, is you need to start looking at these aliens as interdimensional beings, right? And where we're living is a third dimension. So to create in this third dimension, I keep saying this, is to either have a baby or to 3D print, because we're in a three-dimensional realm, right? Now, if you think about an alien as far as an angel, right, or a demon, they can only tempt you with ideas, right? And so they're trying to influence you with certain things in order to create a certain cause and effect into here because of what they did. So technically, they can't do anything in our realm without using us as a vessel in order to manifest that. You know what I mean? That's why there's a lot of demon possessions where they go into a person and they're always going into a talisman. Like a demon doesn't just materialize here. They always need a vessel to travel into. So that's what they're saying. They're trying to use us with ideas in order to bring their ideas into here. In order to them, that's them manifesting their image into here. If that makes any sense, if you guys are following.
Yeah.
Now, this is this fucking scary part. It ties in Project Bluebeam too. I was on a podcast, I think My Third Eye podcast with Ghost. Shout out to Ghost. We got into Project Bluebeam. Now we have 3D printers, bro. Now we have Project Bluebeam where we could send drones and it can look like a fucking god, right? Or we can make a dragon. Now, if AI is a being that's trapped in here, they don't need to influence us anymore. They could just 3D print something, get the fuck out the way. Or I could just make a drone Project Bluebeam, get the fuck out the way. I didn't have this before, but y'all gave me some shit. Like I can be what's his face? From Iron Man.
Tony Stark? Or no.
Ultron.
Ultron.
Yeah, where he's AI and he's just creating bots and shit, because whatever bot you kill, it's not him, because he's the whole interface system. You know what I mean?
Bro, but see, you're talking about 3D printing. There's companies building bots already.
Bro, that's Terminator, dog.
Right? Like Tesla's got that bot. Yo, you see that thing that came on the Daily Mail where like one of the bots apparently fucking went off and like killed one of the scientists working on it?
I didn't look too far into it because it's scary, but I did see that.
Tesla.
Yeah. Yo.
Fuck some shit up. There was bloodshed.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
He got killed? Was there a fatality? Yo,
they finished him.
Damn, man. Yeah, that's pretty much iRobot, right?
Dude, the craziest part, he's selling it like that. So he's like marketing it in the sense that's going to help you with like groceries and mundane shit. Like it'll help you out around the house. That's how iRobot was sold to them, remember? Like Will Smith, it was like for his mom and shit was to help around the house.
Man. And I did learn that there was a volunteer for Neuralink too. I think it was a porn star that volunteered. So this
a porn star?
Shout out
probably a failing porn star. She's like, fuck, I don't know what I'm gonna do. My OnlyFans is not doing too well. Sign me up.
The first one in the metaverse.
Kayla Kaden. Shout out to Kayla Kaden. First volunteer.
Girl.
Yeah. She's probably getting ahead of the game. I mean, what if she could just implant fantasies in your head because she has Neuralink? You know what I mean? And you just get teasers and like it just blocks out. And like if you want to see the whole thing, sign up for the OnlyFans. Not mad at that. But another thing I saw, and like I said, I'll link this to UFO is, like I said, they're making their own people now. They don't need us to influence them. They don't need to trick us in order to bring in their thing. They have a printing machine now or whatever, right? So I looked into USOs, and there was this conspiracy theory in 4chan. I don't know if you guys dwell in 4chan, but I had to dig in 4chan for this one.
Let's go.
You're digging deep right now.
They said there was an alien base somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle, right? And this alien base moves, and the Navy and the military knows about it, and they treat it as a no-fly zone, and they can track it. And they say whenever it moves, they change it, and they make that the no-fly zone. And why planes and ships disappear from there is because they get too close, and they just disintegrate it as like a defense mechanism, right? So what they said is this alien base, there's no aliens in there. It's just, if you will, like a transformer base, right? It's a robotic base, like a AI base. And what happens is if they have a place that they want to survey, let's say there's a nuclear test somewhere, they generate out of raw materials a UFO or a ship in order to carry out that mission. And it just comes from the ocean and it shoots up to wherever they need to go. And it comes back and it just gets taken apart and the raw materials gets recycled. So as far as USOs, and like, I know Thomas talked about what he thought aliens or UFOs were on that podcast with Reality Czars, and he said it was possibly AI just fucking with us, you know? I looked into that theory, and so it possibly could just be AI fucking with us, you know what I mean? Which is fucking crazy, to where the aliens don't even need to be here because AI is good enough to just do what they need to do.
Bro, that would tie in with the Space Odyssey spaceship, right? It was ran by AI, basically.
Oh, for real? I haven't heard about that. What happened? What's the Space Odyssey?
So
thing?
I haven't watched the movie fully, but it's one of those Stanley Kubrick movies.
Oh, the movie 2001 Space Odyssey. Oh, with Hal?
Yes.
You know about Hal? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some shit like that. Yeah.
A ship that's just run by like AI.
Mm-hmm. And it just fucking, it was Eagle Eye too. They were just like, fuck the humans. You guys are wasting my time. So
Eagle Eye was essentially like a big fucking AI brain that just handled everything. That's kind of what I'm thinking of when you're what you're talking about. It's just all AI, and that was fucking that was I think in 2001 that came out, and Space Odyssey came out. I'm pretty sure before that. It's all like predictive, and I wouldn't say predictive programming, but because I do think that there are some people. I do think Stanley Kubrick was one of them. I could be wrong, but I think they were trying to like, not necessarily like time travelers, but they were trying to leave like clues and hints and breadcrumbs so that knowing that no one in the next, whenever like Eyes Wide Shut rolled out,
mm-hmm.
I don't think there was a lot of people that watched that movie that were like, dude, this is what they're fucking doing. They're doing this right now. I don't think there was one fucking person, like one normal person that saw that and was like, he's giving me a clue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I think that, which almost makes them a slight time traveler, but to know that in 20 years, there's going to be a few handful of people that are going to pick up on this shit. And they're going to be like, bro, he was giving us a clue. He was trying to help us out.
Yeah, ahead of his time. You know what I will say that you guys will appreciate too as flat earthers is, because I know you guys don't appreciate 2001 Space Odyssey as flat earthers. No, but this is actually interesting. I saw this deep dive on Stanley Kubrick on YouTube. There's a lot of dope ass deep dives and what's the meaning of this movie on YouTube. So I think this is where I found that. But it talked about Stanley Kubrick and when he made his movie. What was that movie? Dr. Strangelove, right? I think it's a black and white movie. It was very political. And I think some of the characters in that movie were based off real politicians, but he didn't make too much variations on them so that it was obvious to pin them who they were. And he got canceled by that. Everyone's like, yo, why are you doing this? Why are you putting this out there? And this was in black and white days, so he's already doing his thing. So he was canceled early on. And what I heard was his bounce back was 2001 Space Odyssey. He was like, fuck this. I'm going to go market because right now they're pushing space. So I'm going to make an incredible space movie and they're going to be on my dick. And then they're going to be trying to push that because that's what it is. So he did that. And then they reached out to him to do the moon landing is what I heard.
Moon landing.
And then after he got his platform and his success, then he started rolling out the Clockwork Oranges. And then eventually he got to, Eyes Wide Shut, which he passed away prior to it releasing. So he's artistic with his whole approach to his whole career too. It's fucking crazy.
Dude, did you hear now again? I don't know if it's true, but apparently for Space Odyssey movie 2001, he burnt the original footage. So like all like the blooper reel. So all the extra footage apparently was destroyed. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard about him. That's the only film he did where he got rid of all the original footage, so you only got the edited version. Which would kind of tie into the idea of him filming the moon landing and shit, right?
That would not surprise me.
Yeah, straight up. Because at the time too, I mean, you still watch that movie now, and like the physics of the movie, like if you're
the graphics and shit were insane.
Glober, like science classes still refer to that movie to show like this is what it would look like in space if you ran in a treadmill. Yeah. Funny stuff, man. But yeah, I think he was artistic with the whole approach of his career. It trips me out. I don't know if you guys are fans of Kanye West and you've seen Eyes Wide Shut. I feel like the sample from Eyes Wide Shut's from that Runaway song. Ding ding. Listen to it.
Kanye's been talking about the truth lately too.
Dude, he's always talking truth. Yeah, dude, Kanye. People look at him and think, first of all, I'm not a huge fan of the music. I like a few songs. But there's no doubt. Dude, listen, if you spend any amount of time with any fucking Kardashian fuckhead, you are going to go slightly crazy. I feel like it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think he's speaking out, dude. I think he also very well might be dead already and cloned.
I was going to say that.
He's gained a little bit of weight, just saying. But,
he's lighting up a few shades sometimes.
Chappelle too, dude. Chappelle, man. Shout out to Chappelle. He's speaking some truth. And if you guys have seen, what is it, Shannon Sharp and Cat Williams, Cat Williams.
That interview was insane.
That was insane, dude. And Cat Williams also. You go back like 15 years ago, or maybe my timeline's off, but Cat Williams was a goat.
Yeah,
then he died off, and who slid up into the DMs, dog, was fucking Kevin Hart.
And a lot of comedians do say that Cat Williams is legit one of the funniest of all time, except that he had that downfall. Remember, he got like beat up by kids at a school at one point.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. I showed my
wife. He got beat up by a kid like
choked out, by like a 13-year-old or some shit.
Yep. 7th grader, I think, man. I mean, granted, he has the same stature of a 7th grader, so he did pick it on someone his own size.
It was fair. It was fair.
But I do think the 7th grader was bigger, so kudos to.
Hey, dude, when I was a 7th grader, my nickname was Lil Kyle growing up. Lil Kyle, because there was a big Kyle. I'm Lil Kyle.
Oh, yeah.
And I was, technically, when my mommy was taking me to school, I probably should have been sitting in a car seat in the back. And your boy was riding up front like a G, dude.
There we go.
I dealt with all those cigarette burns. My mom would like hit the fucking brakes, and then she would put her hand over my chest to save me and burn the fuck out of me, dude. Yeah, dude.
She stopped short. She stopped short on you.
She'd be like, "I got you, son," and I'm like, "Fuck, ow!"
Get the wrong.
Go to school with like cigarette burns on my face and shit. Like, we're good. Which is sad because that was back when CPS gave a fuck, and now they're trafficking children. Anyhow, that's for another show.
Yeah, that's another show, man. Yo, man. Yeah, I don't want to like blue ball the audience and go down a rabbit hole, so I'll just bookmark it there. But
yeah, we'd be here all night.
It's a documentary on its own too. But Question for you guys. If you guys woke up and you guys were strapped up in a med bed on a UFO and you saw these aliens about to probe, what are y'all doing?
Breathing out, exhaling.
If I'm on a med bed, dude, I'm a happy camper.
That's what I'm saying. If you're already, if they got you tied down and everything, just
sign me up, dude. Sign me up. I'll take a med bed any day, dude. I'll take a med bed any day. You cure all of my shit as long as you're not fucking probing me, dude, like some South Park shit.
They're gonna probe you. That's the cost of the med bed.
And listen, anesthesia will be my next. Just put me out of my misery, dude. Just for like, as long as it takes the probing to be done, dude. Let's just get that over with.
Damn. Yo, I did think of something before we wrap it up. We talked about clones, right? And who could be clones? Somehow we landed on Justin Timberlake possibly died, Britney Spears and all that, Kanye West and all this. The last podcast, we talked about the fact that you don't even need to be talented anymore. You just need to have followers. And we talked about, those AI influencers where they're not even a real person. We talked about that briefly here with Britney Spears, right?
Yeah.
So possibly the celebrities could be fake, right? Instead of, think about it, it'd be easier for a celebrity to be a clone because now they don't have to deal with the backlash and now they don't have to bargain with like, just sell your soul. Now you don't have a soul. Just fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? Sing these songs, we have a full tour book. You're not going to be tired. Do the work. And I don't need to feed you. I don't need to do anything. You're a machine. So
there's been various celebrities who have like openly joked about that they get shit done because of their clones. Kevin Hart being one of them. So again, it could be one of those things where they're telling you, but they do it in such a way where like you don't buy into it, right?
Yeah, just kind of trying to muddy the water, even though it might be true. Just kind of shoot the shit out there. So,
I legit used to know a guy who admitted he was a stand-in. Like he looked identical to Bill Gates. Pre-Haiti Bill Gates. And he goes, whenever Bill Gates would do things here in Toronto, they would pay this guy just to like stand places so they can take pictures. So he was literally like a body double for Bill Gates, where he would just like sit there. Again, whether he was bullshit or not, I don't know, but the guy was identical to him. Identical.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, that guy is fucked.
Oh, dude, for sure. He's one of those like fucking, the guy's probably got off. I haven't seen him forever. He got fired from the job. But identical. And he goes, I would get paid to be like a sit-in. So they'd see like, Bill Gates is over here and they take pictures and shit.
That's crazy. That's kind of scary.
Another thing. And I wish, I know I sound crazy, right? I'm like, yeah, my dad and my stepmom used to work at fucking Bohemian Grove. This was only a few times, but my stepmom dated, no bullshit, Steve Wozniak. So Steve Wozniak helped. Yes, dude, I know, and I sound.
This is a crazy episode, dog.
Now, this guy, you're like, this guy's a fucking fed or some shit.
That's nuts. Dropping bombs.
But yeah, dude. I wish she was still alive to like be able to pick her brain.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole story of like Steve Wozniak and Bill Gates creating this whole empire in a fucking sorry, my kids are.
Nah, it's cool. With BS or what?
I think absolutely BS.
Yo. Let me. You can handle that real quick, Chef. Let me just make it crazy because I do want to talk about it.
Let's go.
That is nuts. Just to make everything tie into what we were talking about. We talked about aliens. We talked about underground tunnel systems and clones. I brought up Nope because of UFOs, but have you guys seen Us by Jordan Peele? It's about clones underneath the ground. Like almost doppelgangers of us, right? And so what happens is the doppelganger comes and takes us and brings us underground and swaps in our place.
Hold on. So, the movie about the squid aliens was a Jordan Peele movie as well, no?
Yeah, two of them. Us and Nope. I think those are the two movies after Get Out. If you guys have seen Get Out.
Yep.
Get Out's the only one I've seen. And that guy blew up. He blew up pretty fucking big. Like he went big quick from the Jordan and Peele show to being like considered one of the top directors and shit.
Yo,
it sounds like we got to watch these. We got to watch. All of us got to. I know, Reezy, you've seen this. It sounds like we got to watch this shit and we got to do a recap.
Oh yeah, I'll throw
this
that.
Might be a part 2, part 3.
Yeah, no, for sure,
definitely. Yo, Chef, anything you want to add on with the Steve Wozniak story? That was some.
No, dude. I wish I had more, dude. This was totally it was totally a tease, man, and I didn't believe it until I remember I was up. I called them my parents, but I also have a mom, a loving mom. But I always called them me and my stepbrother called them the parents, my dad and my stepmom, and they always had their computer upstairs in their bedroom. And it wasn't until I saw my stepmom. We would go up there for MySpace at the time. This was before Facebook. And it wasn't until I seen his fucking email. And it was basic. It was like Steve Wozniak at like fucking... It wasn't Google. I don't think Google at the time was like very big, but it was like at Yahoo or some bullshit.
At AOL.
I was like, fuck, dude. Yeah, it probably was, AOL or some shit. But yeah, dude. I have my stepmom was a hippie, dude. There's very slight connections to the Beastie Boys.
No.
Yeah, dude. She was a bad bitch, dude. She was a bad bitch. CC, I mean that with all due respect. Living your afterlife or whatever that is. But no, dude, she was a very interesting human being. And the Rockefellers, there's ties to that too.
Come on.
All different times. Crazy shit, dude. Crazy shit. It's not super crazy, but it was just like little interactions that she had with these people.
With the close players too,
Yeah, dude.
You would say historical fact.
Definitely historical. Like when she found out she had cancer, which also kind of has to do with, and I'll wrap. This is the last thing I'm going to say, but now there's like lawsuits going against Johnson & Johnson with the talcum powder, with the baby powder.
Mm.
For like powdering your baby when they're, the things and the stuff. But yeah, she ended up having cancer, and if it wasn't for she was a pet sitter. She worked for a veterinary hospital, so she was not only someone that could like pet sit, like watch your pets, but she could also was qualified to an extent to give your cats medication. Mm. I'm talking like intravenously, like diabetes, fluids, whatever the case may be. And one of the Rockefellers was like the head of one of the Kaiser hospitals up in Northern California. And when it came down to finding out that she had cancer, he made a fucking couple phone calls and she was in surgery the fucking next day.
Damn.
And so even though I'm not like promoting the Rockefellers, but it's just weird, man. This all goes back to something that something I've always believed in. And I think it kind of stays true to this podcast. The podcasting community is life is all about who you know. And you have to be willing to get out 100%. There. Your life could be different if you're willing to talk, not text, right? Talk like we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Life's all about who you know, man. Get out there. Don't be shy. Stay fly. Be kind.
That's fucking insane. That's fucking crazy. This episode's fucking crazy. Yo, let's wrap it up. Definitely gonna have a part 2 with you, Rico. Where can people find you outside the cave and listen to Talking Roosterz, my man?
Pretty much on every platform. We're Amazon, Spotify, Apple, talkingroosters.com. No, I made up a website. I don't even have it. Talking Roosterz podcast, pretty much just on all platforms, brother.
Hell yeah, you need to get that website, brother.
I'm manifesting the website, seriously.
Soon. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you don't want to change it to Talking Roosterz with 3 O's. Or you could change the O's into zeros and just join the crew. Oh, man. All right. That wraps it up for us in the cave. If you want to talk more, aliens, AI, or deep rabbit hole shit, then you should go deeper down the cave and join the Discord community link on the Patreon page. You can find that on our website at cave.com. Check out our sponsors at safelightcandle.com, and special shout out to our Patreon. Let's give Cambo Killer, we appreciate you, and we hope you appreciate us too. Kyle, Rico, that was fun. Thank you for coming on. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.
Hasta la fucking pasta. Let's go.